Welcome to another episode of Business Boost Podcast here every Thursday. I am your host, Different World BG. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with me, let me introduce myself and my expertise. I'm considered one of DC's foremost creative consultants. Frankly, what I think of myself is as a revenue maximizer, a money maximizer, a finder of hidden opportunities. But today, we have a very special guest here. We do have Adrian White, who is a seasoned executive and award-winning leader of her own design agency, which specializes in creative design, creative consulting, web design, and branding for women-owned businesses here on the East Coast. And we're delighted to have her. Adrian, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So what we wanted to do was kick off into a Q&A and give our listeners a short course primer in what it is that you do. So maybe start off telling our audience what it is that you do.
Sure. So I am CEO and creative consultant of AMW Marketing Design, which is a branding, web design, and marketing consulting firm in the DC area. And we specialize in launching and marketing beautiful brands and websites for female service-based business owners. So we really love working with women entrepreneurs all across the nation. And we've been in business for about 7 years now and are rapidly growing. So loving what I do.
It's an excellent niche that you've carved out for yourself and your business. Tell me, what is your opinion on the nature of women in entrepreneurship?
I mean, women in entrepreneurship, especially Black women in entrepreneurship, have been growing at such a rapid pace. It's crazy. Like every day, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I know that it's just an astounding number of women that are in entrepreneurship, and women have unique needs in regards to being a woman in business compared to being a male in business. So there's different things that as a woman entrepreneur that are important that we identify and cater to what those unique needs are for those women.
Now, you mentioned some of the disparities between men and women in business and entrepreneurship. In your experience, as a woman, have you been dealt a fair hand in your business regarding opportunity?
Oof, that's a loaded question. Fair hand. Okay. I mean, it's a loaded question because what really is a fair hand, as an entrepreneur, I think a lot of women would relate with me where we don't necessarily know what are the opportunities that we should be getting or what would be considered a fair hand. But I personally haven't done a round of like raising funds or getting investors, but I heard that is very challenging as for most women to be able to get funding in certain markets that you're in. So women software company owners, I heard that it could also be really challenging, especially if you're in a market that's dominated by men.
So tell us, give us an idea. If say your dream investor happens to be in the audience right now, what type of investment would you be looking for, and how would you apportion the capital?
That's an interesting question. So for my business, and I actually have a couple different businesses. So for my business, the branding company, I would say in regards to investing, I would be looking for an investor that is able to help me get my current e-courses to a much broader network, so being able to have the software and infrastructure to one, produce, better video quality, having videographers on board, sound people on board. And then I would say most likely the marketing. I think the marketing is pretty much the biggest piece and can be a big, financial undertaking. So having a company that would help us expand our marketing and our ads to be able to grow the business would be good. I actually have another business. It's called Aquabaya Meals, which is a healthy and authentic meal prep company where we serve African, Caribbean, and Southern food that's under 500 calories. And that question really was like, really hit me because that company specifically, we are definitely looking for investors. So if an investor is in the market on your call or on this
That's awesome.
podcast right now, yeah, we would definitely be looking for people that are familiar with the food service, food manufacturing industry, could help us get more eco-friendly packaging of our meals and is experienced with shipping nationwide, perishable goods, which is more than a notion.
Right. No, indeed. I have a lot of experience in the CPG game, consumer packaged goods game, not only packaging them, but setting up the strategy for how to put them out to market, like you said. But that's fantastic. Two businesses. So in terms of your two businesses, what are some of your goals then for working with new women-owned brands or existing ones in this new economic climate, the COVID climate, the quarantine economy? Give us your insight on that.
Can you say the question one more time?
Definitely. So what are some of your goals for working with women-owned businesses, women-owned brands in this new economic climate, which I'm coining as the quarantine economy?
I like that term. So one thing that I have noticed is women, men, people in general in this time where we're quarantined, we're in the home, you're in front of your computer, dedicated, you really don't have that many distractions besides the normal distractions of the home. Businesses are like growing like crazy, like new businesses are being created. The women that I've been working with, they either have been interested in redefining their brands and websites, so they need to update it. They, all of a sudden they are finding the time to focus on some things, their personal projects that they might not have had the time to do before. So in this market, I really have had to be very adaptable and not just, focus on the new businesses and the people that are, trying to establish their brand and website, but also the customers that are trying to redefine their brands and are trying to improve their existing websites and improve their existing brands or change their marketing strategy. There's been a lot of brainstorming sessions and things like that. So for our business, we've been offering marketing strategy sessions, 1-hour marketing strategy sessions, which has been booming. Before that, I was not really doing that many outside of my program. But now people are like, I just need help. I just need, ideas. I have this specific, area that I really want to focus on. So we've been trying to do a lot more catering to that community, as well as just giving ongoing marketing advice. We've built a marketing and maintenance community, which is basically a group for our former clients who've already launched their brands and websites, and prospects or people that are new and are looking for marketing information. So we're gathering weekly via Zoom calls and really just providing a lot more marketing support than ever before.
Wow, that's pretty forward thinking. That's actually a great idea. So within the community, you're saying it's existing clients and also prospective new clients?
Yes, so they would basically have to sign up for the program. So basically it's a monthly program where existing clients, past clients, new clients can all sign up, be a part of this community, and talk about how to market and maintain your current brand and website and, obviously your company.
That's pretty smart. Let me ask you this. Now, I'm sure the audience wants to know the different brands that you're following for inspiration, for ideas. You know, can you name 3 brands you're following and tell us why?
Sure. So I've been all about the personal brands lately, just in building my personal brand, having an identity, parallel or kind of separate from my company. I've been following a lot of different personal brands. So some of the ones that I've really had a focus on recently have been Danielle Leslie, where she has been, she did courses from scratch, where she's teaching people how to create their own e-course. And she's now a multimillionaire, which I think she said from 0 to 12 million in like a 4-year time period. So
Wow.
kind of looking into her, yeah, it was a big thing. And she said all from basically her course, her course on teaching other people to design courses.
Really? So was this like web design, graphic design?
It's a course about anything. So basically, if you were to say you wanted to create an e-course on how plant-based businesses can grow their brands, and it's going to have 8 modules. You're going to record the videos, you're going to have homework, you're going to have the community associated. She basically teaches you the steps on how to do it. And she's not the first or the last person to teach someone how to do that. I've learned it from my business coach as well. But it was just interesting how she was able to kind of can that into her course, and then which now she's a multimillionaire because of it. So I definitely have
You,
been following her for sure.
that really fascinates me because, you know, people learn in a multitude of ways. And I've never been a
Hmm.
person to learn by um, like joining a course like that. However, I know that millions of people do. And it makes me wonder at what or in what capacity do you and your business, in terms of your marketing, do you decide, hey, my audience may learn better through video or through audio or through infographics? You know, do you think about that? And if you have, I guess give us some insight on that thought process, because I think that's really important with what you just said in terms of that influence or that um, businesswoman setting up something that millions of people could align with in terms of how they learn.
Hmm.
That's fascinating to me.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I have definitely thought about it. And one of the reasons I was researching her is because I'm developing my own e-course called Brand So Good, which is basically, how to develop a brand and website that is, you're going to be able to differentiate yourself, stand out from your competitors. I think what's the right way to say this? I think that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that are going towards building courses. And one of the reasons is that you could have a plan and a process, and instead of your business growth being limited by the amount of clients you can take in and withstand taking them through your process, whatever your program is, you're able to basically provide that same program or process, usually for a discounted rate than your normal one, to an infinite number of people. So,
Right.
it's automated. And it's hard when we are manually, going through a program, putting our clients through a program or a process to automate every step. It can't be. So I think that it's smart. It's important when developing that, deciding what is the difference between someone buying this course versus working with you, and really pricing that accordingly, and still serving the people that are in the e-course, even if you decide to offer it at a lower rate. But there's like a little bit of a science or a little bit of a dance that goes into how do you serve these kind of different sectors? But I think it's a really smart idea, and I think that you're able to impact more people,
Right.
by having something that they can just purchase and self-paced go through.
No, definitely. And automation is the move. I mean, making money while you sleep, that's the whole goal to me
Right.
of entrepreneurship. It,
Definitely.
the smart money, is what I'm going after. So you named one. Can you name two more?
Yeah. So she was one of them. Um, her name, the next one, I think her name is Chris Rory. Her handle is Chris Did It, Kriss. And she is a brand strategist and web designer too, which is another reason I was looking into her. She's in the LA area. She's done websites for Issa Rae and other, just pretty well-known actresses, actors, other influencers. Um, she came on my radar a couple years ago, and she was one of the first Black female web designers that I saw that, had a pretty big following. When I went to her site, I really liked the design aesthetic. And I actually learned, so obviously I'm a web designer too. And when I see something that I like, especially if it's a website, I like to look in the back end and say, oh, okay, well, how was this built? How did they do this? And I learned that she used a platform, a WordPress theme called Divi. And I researched Divi, I purchased it and started playing around with it. And now that's the platform that I use for all of the websites that we built. So
Nice.
I think, yeah, she, it was just kind of interesting, just kind of looking and learning different things of like, wow, this is what I'm a self-taught web designer, so I'm still teaching myself. And it was just really interesting to see that. And then the other one, let me think. I would say my business coach. She's also a Black woman multimillionaire. Her name is Julie Gordon White. And she has a program called Scale to a Million. And she's focused on female entrepreneurs. I signed up for her coaching about a year and a half ago, towards the beginning of me going full time with my business. And I really loved how, one, even though she is a multimillionaire, she just had authenticity about herself that I didn't see from other influencers that were saying that they were millionaires or saying that they had become very successful. And then the other benefit I got from working with her is she, again, she creates a community of women, and it's not like a huge community. So we were meeting a couple times a week with 10 to 15 other women. A lot of them also were Black female entrepreneurs. And so it was awesome to be able to connect with other women that were in similar stages of their business as I was. So
Nice. Well, we'll make sure in the description of this podcast, we'll make sure to include those three women that you mentioned. Now,
I'm kind of curious to hear your three.
which three people I'm following?
Yeah.
So right now I'm following Chris Do, Master Do, who is a brand strategist, and I'm following what's this guy's name? Damn, I might have to look it up. I'm following. So I already mentioned Chris Do. The other guy. Hold up. While I'm looking him up, let me name another one. Another one would be Burner. He's an entrepreneur in the plant-based space, and I respect Burner because his vision for his brand, it's just on fire right now, and just the way that he's applying really solid but simple design aesthetic, and watching the way over the past maybe 2 or 3 years, he's been crafting a household name really all over the world with his cookies brand. It's really just something that I admire, and I get inspired watching him release new products, going over the design of new products, the strategy of how he rolls it out. So all of that to me is very interesting. Now the other guy is, let's see, he is, damn, I can't find him. I'll just pick another one. So I got Christo, I got Burner, and another one in the design space would be, I do like what I was gonna say. I mean, can these be rappers as well? Because it's a few rappers who.
It could be anybody you want it to be.
Yeah, so I do like what, in terms of branding, I like what Young Dolph is doing. He has a completely 100% independent label that he owns, and the way he's branding the label is really on integrity, authenticity, morals, and values that I can relate to. But the design of his campaigns and just how precise he is with how he reaches his target audience and knowing what they want and how to stimulate them and how to make them feel like they've received some value with his music and the packaging and all of that. I think it's part of being cross-dimensional, right? Because in this work, even though my niche is plant-based, eco-friendly, sustainable brands, the beauty of my ability to consult my clients is because I have experiences with, almost 100 different industries where I can apply experience from those industries to this niche market that I'm, demanding. And so those would be my three. But I think more than that, one of the, I don't have names for these people, but I always go on Behance and just, cruise through Behance for inspiration, maybe even ahead, more so than these three that I just named. When I need design inspiration, business inspiration, I really do go on Behance and just start browsing.
I need to check that site out more.
Oh yeah, it's a beauty. It's a beauty. Do you have a profile on there?
I don't think so, but I know I've heard of it, and there's been different things like I've researched and they've mentioned that site or the link was to that. So
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend starting a profile on there and getting accustomed to going on there. Because you never know what type of designers, maybe even possible clients you might run into. And really that brings me to my last question, which is, in the most aspirational way possible, right? So if we're talking about, the best case scenario, tell us who you'd love to work with, and then tell us how you're going to make that happen.
The most aspirational way possible. So I'll start with what my dream or my vision is, for the company, and then maybe that'll lead me to a person, because right now I can't think of a specific person.
Okay.
So my vision, I'm really passionate about helping women launch their businesses. And that includes, girls, teens, all the way up to 60 years old, whatever age. So for the company, my vision, like I mentioned, is I have a program already established where you can launch a, beautiful brand and website. We'll do the work for you. We do the marketing research for you. We do the copywriting for you. So we have that program already established. And I want to keep it, obviously. And then I also wanted to serve people who maybe didn't have the full amount for our full program, but still, really, really needed their help. There's so many entrepreneurs that are there, they don't really have that many resources, but they have a vision for what they want to do, and they know they want to do it right. So they might just need, some help on the front end. So I'm going to be releasing the e-course, the Brand So Good e-course, which will enable more people with, a wider range of budgets to access some of the key tools that we use to, have a website that's actually going to stand out and differentiate yourself. Another vision that I have for the company is helping young people start their business or learn how they can start their business and design their brand and website and get out there. Because if you have a place on the internet, you can sell or do anything, really. So I'm going to be launching a nonprofit side of my company where we are going to be incubating these, kids, teens, and even young adults on getting them to start their businesses and really teaching them how they can do that, and how they can get their logo looking right and their website together and really looking really professional. So my goal and my vision of that is to be able to have most likely an investor or philanthropist who is really invested in that mission too, of getting, young people to be able to launch their businesses. So I can't specifically think of, who is the aspirational person, but I'm sure that there's, a lot of people that would be on board for that, mission and vision too.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I thought about that too. My person would be Pharrell. I feel like in terms of just aligned interest, I think the collaborations, joint ventures, strategic alliances we could form would absolutely be out of this world, from skating to surfing to eco-friendly ventures. So I met him some years back before I was even into business, while I was surfing down at Virginia Beach, actually.
Nice.
This was maybe in 7th grade. And I always said, I bet I'm going to work with him one day. So how is it going to happen? Well, I think that his alignment with eco-friendly, sustainable materials and fashion, and how it crosses over into lifestyle, I think we're aligned on that. So I'm sure we'll meet up when the time's right.
Nice.
Most
I
definitely.
I'm a big fan of the new festival. He has something in the water.
Right.
Um, and I went to Hampton, which was in the Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads
Yep.
area. So he's really amazing, and like the different things that he's able to do. And I think a lot of people were nervous about the execution of such a large festival on the beach in Virginia Beach, but it was effort. It was amazing. I was devastated when, because of COVID, it was canceled this year, but last year I'm still reliving those memories.
Right. That's funny that people were nervous about that. Probably just because it was hip hop, because they have the East Coast Surfing Championship every summer on Virginia Beach,
Oh, do
sponsored by
they?
Vans, Mountain Dew, and they take up all the way down on First Street. They take up the whole area, and it's nothing but BMX biking, skateboarding. They have model competitions, music, different bands playing. So you know how it is when you throw hip hop in the mix. Everybody starts getting anxious.
Yeah, and festivals with like for some reason 20,000 is coming to mind in the amount of people. I don't know if that was the exact number or not, but
Oh
I've been
yeah.
to some other festivals where the execution was not so great, and long lines, can't go to the bathroom, food running out. So I think
Right.
for me personally, I had a little PTSD of that,
Right.
but this something what was nothing like. It was more like how I would assume like Coachella or something would be, where it was just like they knew exactly what they were doing, and I didn't have to wait hardly in a line for anything.
Exactly. And that's all part of branding, right? Because if you go to an experience and you get PTSD from it, their brand strategy was off. Their strategy was way off. But so those are the questions that I had for you, and wanted to get your perspective on. Um, I hope that the audience got some value out of this. And to the audience, please join us for part 2 of this interview with Adrian White. And you have any closing words you'd like to?
Yeah, sure. So I just thank you for, the time today. I think that it is an amazing time right now for people, women in general, to be, focused on their business and what their 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan is. We might, in our lifetime, we might never have as much time as we have right now, where we are at the home, where we are on our computers most hours of the day. You might not get a chance like this again. So really seize the opportunity. There's a lot of resources and people like us that are out there to help support you. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what's going to blossom, from COVID quarantine life.
Absolutely. And where can these people find you? Where can they sign up for a consultation? Where can they get their website designed? Give these people the info so that they can hire you immediately.
Sure. So you can find me on our website. It's called marketwithamw.com, Adrian McLaughlin White. You also can find us at Market with AMW on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Check the link on the website for the YouTube link. So on a lot of different platforms. You also can, I have a Facebook group called Brand and Convert with Adrian M. White, where every Tuesday, 12:15 Eastern, I do weekly marketing chat and chew, where I give you marketing advice for your business on how you can grow and scale it. So feel free to check out all the links. You can book a call with us at marketwithamw.com.
And we will make sure to post all those links at the bottom in the description box. So make sure you check there. As you know, I'm Different World BG. You can follow me at Different World. That's DFFRNTWRLD. Check us out on the web also at differentworld.com. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.